It's time for everybody. Wake up, everybody. This for everybody. Come together, everybody. It's time for everybody. Trying to reach everybody.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EraBody's podcast, where generations collide and cultures combine. Today, we have a great show for you. For today, we have New Orleans' favorite foot doctor, Dr. Clark, who's going to be coming in here giving y'all health tips. But for now, it's your boy, Ricky.
Now I'm the Honorable Darren D. Purnell, the street speaker himself. What's going on, Rick?
What's going on, D?
Man, it's nothing. We about to close out the month, brother. Did you know that February 1st fell on a Sunday and March 1st will fall on a Sunday? It ever happen like that? Have you ever paid attention to it like that?
Not really. What's the significance of it?
I don't know. We have to look that up or whatever. I never know it was back to back because we did a show on the 1st, February 1st, and then I looked at the calendar. Yeah. March 1st is a Sunday too. So we gonna have to do. But what's going on, Rick?
Man,
bro?
what's going on, D?
Man, we have another one, y'all. We have another one. We got through Mardi Gras season.
Barely.
I would say that it was a big Mardi Gras.
It was.
But it was the most controversial. I would say they had the one where they had to take on Endymion and break up the floats when a guy got rolled over one time. So that one was big, but this one was big for other reasons. Crews throwing with intensity, like they're on a baseball field, trying to hurt people. They have the guy. Now, I want to ask you this, because they got the guy that was hanging the baby doll off the float.
Yeah.
Now, they came back. I read their statement. Their statement said, Crew of Tuck said, they had white and black baby dolls.
We ain't see the white ones.
That's what they say. And he said he was just trying to come up with a safe way to hand them out because he didn't want to throw them. So what you think?
I think that's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. Like, we don't want to say, I don't care if you hang the white baby. But it's trauma within our culture from being around a rope.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask you a question. He wasn't the leader, and it wasn't a group thing.
It was
one individual person. Do you think, like in leadership position? I made a statement on my IG. When you're in leadership, everybody done paid, y'all done had y'all ball. This is the type of stuff where people think outside of the leadership box. I don't know him, but if he don't have nothing like this on his record, he may have thought in his mind. Sometimes you just not even thinking, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. If you don't have nothing like this on his record, like he been working, he have never been known.
But that's bullshit. Like, I'm gonna say that because even the truck, the Tuck's float, it was called Crackheads.
Yeah.
So it's themed out.
Yeah, but who came up with this? Was it them came out with it, he was on just so happened on that float that was called Crackhead.
Well, guess what? It all fell in line.
Yeah, so
to be a slap in our face.
Yeah, so I would say that it made it tough. Now you got to come out and make statements. But what else they had? They got crews that got called off the float.
Oh yeah. Too
drunk and throwing it at people. Well, this something new. Well, it's not something new.
It's just they getting caught now.
They getting caught doing it or whatever. Because I know some people that say they got hit with urine before. Somebody threw urine off there. To the Mardi Gras cruise, it's almost like it's a slap in the face to your whole crew. Now, like as I say, as a leader, you got to stand up and you got to do an interview on, get called to City Hall because they got something in March where they're going to call all the crews. And you got to explain why your members is humming bees at people.
Right. But it's crazy how stuff is like these things been happening.
Yeah, it's been
since
happening.
they used to have the coconut juice and the coconuts.
Yeah, and they pulled
and they
back
had to stop doing that.
But you see somebody throw the TV.
But two of them.
Yeah, they drove
the fight over that TV.
And they drove bundles. They drove bundles now off there. Yeah. So it's definitely going into. And it's the new age of what this generation feel is do they want. And I'm gonna tell you, as a rider that have rode before, Rick. It's heartbreak when you throw something to one of those little kids and they look at it and let it hit the ground. Yeah. They not want to. You better have all good stuff. You throw one of them little raggedy basic bees, some kids will look at that and hit the ground. And that's all the cleanup. Yeah. Ain't never nothing good.
Nothing good. It's
so
all
can y'all boycott them have it for the regular bees need to be for like the kids, the high schools and all that.
Yeah, but they don't nobody like regular bees.
Nobody.
Not even a tourist.
Man, I'm talking about look. I was on the float and I picked something up because I had all good stuff, but somebody had like a little rope up, and I drove the whole little bundle.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, they'll take a whole bundle.
No.
Man, that boy looked at it and hit the ground like that, and we kept going. I kept eye contact with him the whole time, looking like I know you didn't, but. It's one of those things, but it's been a tough Mardi Gras season.
Yeah, and it was less throws too. I think by the month and where it fell at this year, it was so early and give people enough time to actually accumulate on throws.
And I think stuff higher now.
It is.
And when nobody don't want the basic throws, you're forced to go up because normally you could get the 30. That's the regular bees 39 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But when they go up, now everything costs $1.25. Now you're a little careful because you got everything's $1.25 and on up. So now you kind of like picking out who you want to trade your stuff to. Yeah. So
and besides that too, they had of course it was crazy with the youth in need too.
Yeah, man, you see all the fights,
bruh, even parents.
Yeah,
like it got crazy. They took party to a whole nother level.
Yeah,
the parents was just out of their mind also. And it was a lot going on, bro. But I'm glad that no shootings. You know what I'm saying? On a parade route.
You seen all the pickpocketing?
I did.
Man, dude had like 70 phones.
Yeah.
And the police allowed the people, if they thought they was pickpocket, to come back on the stage. But man, that got to be embarrassing. And it wasn't us. It was some Chinese. Chinese and Vietnamese. I know it was in black.
Yeah,
people.
They got soft hands.
Yeah.
So light hands.
Yeah. So that happened doing that, but the bands had a good time.
Yeah, the bands.
Yeah.
The
How
bands
my nephew
kept
did?
it lit. Man, your nephew did good, bro. My son did good. Man, I almost went to jail.
Yeah. Talk about it,
Bruh. I went to see them. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to make sure this is last season as a middle schooler.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure I get to see my son, get him on film and stuff,
Right.
So we was on under Callio Bridge off of St. Charles. That's where they play their music at because the volume and the sound and the way it sound under there, So I took it up on myself, and I ain't been drinking though. I think I had one beer, but I wasn't out of my mind. I know what I was doing it for.
Right.
So I went and stood on. It was some type of electric pole or something.
The box.
Yeah. I went and stood on the box.
In those boxes, we've been sitting on those boxes for years.
Forever.
Yeah.
So the police was policing it. You know what I'm saying? They were like, get down. And I was like, give me 1 second. I'm about to get down. I need to catch my son. He was like, get down. Next thing you know, bro.
NOPD, state trooper.
It was state troopers.
State troopers.
It was NOPD and the sheriff. They had 10 of them.
Yeah, but
one dude picked me completely off my feet, though. He picked me up, set me down gently, though. It was kind. And then the chief said, get him off the route. But it was so many people. I just went back to my location.
But I think if it was NOPD, probably. But state trooper normally, that's state trooper behavior.
Yeah.
I think if the state trooper was in the NOPD, that's normal behavior.
Yeah, but it was like 10 of them.
Yeah,
they all came together.
Yeah.
They meant business. They was out there protecting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I didn't go to jail, but I had a good time.
What that charge would be? Standing on...
I don't know. It couldn't have been vandalism. That's probably why they ain't take me to jail. Because I told them, you take me to jail, I'm going to buy a note. Because I ain't do nothing. I ain't disrespect y'all. I ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But you was able to get some good videos?
No. Because I thought I hit the button.
Oh, and you didn't?
Because so much was going on.
Right.
They telling me get down. I'm thinking that, it was just so much going on.
Trying to rush it.
Yeah.
But man, it was great. Some of my god kids, my daughter, she marched in her first parade. And she came inside after that march and went straight to sleep. I mean, took a bath, was out to the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty and I like that time of year when people get together. Now the traffic is a nightmare. Traffic is a nightmare.
The worst part.
Yeah, so that's the worst part about it. Because when the parades come about 4:00, and they started early this year.
What?
They moved them up from normally they'll start at, if they're 6, they moved them up to 5 and 4.
Okay, yeah.
So
now
now
they start late at night.
Yeah, so now they start blocking all streets much earlier.
Yeah.
So and I just want to send a shout out to the sick and shut in. My mother husband, like a father to me, Henry. He had heart surgery. He got out there. He's doing good. My father went back to the hospital and he received a little procedure, so he's good. And my grandmother actually made 92 years old today.
Blessed.
Man, blessed, man.
Blessed.
So, in other news, man, we have Florida, the state. They did what a lot of people have been wanting people to do. And we have to talk about news like this. They eliminated property tax. By doing that, Rick, so many people downsized because they can't afford to stay in the house anymore because of the property tax. House been paid off. Grandma and grandpa done worked 30 years. They pay off their house, but they still got that. When they own a fixed income, they still got that property tax that they have to take care of. And some people don't have the senior. Well, seniors is eliminated. So now Florida is the first state, which Donald Trump wanted to make it nationwide. President Donald Trump is the first state that want to eliminate it. They voted, the House and the Senate, they passed it. Democrats and Republicans voted on it. They got rid of property tax. And just to put a note out there, Rick, before you say something, Texas and in Florida is being overran by people moving them into their state because of the benefit. They tax exempt. You know they don't have state tax, So they don't have state tax. So if you go to the store and you buy something that's $8.27, that's what it is. So they don't have state tax, and now they eliminate property tax, which Texas have theirs on the bill. So it's making these states. Now the two biggest states is getting less populated, which is New York and California. People are leaving those states because it's higher tax. And I just want to throw this out there to my Democrats. California and New York is Democrat states, and Florida and Texas are Republican states. So, what an interesting thing about that. So, what you think about property tax being gone?
When it's coming to the ballot here in New Orleans, is it even up for consideration?
I don't even think it's up for consideration.
Yeah,
I think that they need property tax so much or whatever. See, those states are structured around getting money from everything else. So property tax, I can get my people in. Our state is structured around
getting it off the people.
Yeah, getting it off the people.
Yeah, you could tell by how much the 2-bedroom is.
Yeah,
$2,500 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, so now it's taxes, but Louisiana is leading the nation in people lost population.
Yeah.
So with over 20,000 people leaving, and it's going to continue to happen. I think that they make it as much fun as we have. This is a tough place to live in.
Oh, of course.
It's tough because
Texas, here I come.
Yeah, we on our way. But I always tell my girl we're gonna move to Florida or Texas in a couple of years. I just like the environment, the way it is, and the laws. It's for you.
Yeah.
We have a law in Louisiana that they about to get rid of, which they should have been on brake tag because Texas don't have brake tag and Florida don't have it. It's just like things of that nature. Just getting rid of it.
Right.
So, but they have it on the bill for here that brake tags. They getting rid of it.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, that's cool.
Nah.
That's cool. So now we can ride around with one tail light.
Yeah. But brake tags, not the
the brake tag.
Yeah.
That's all. You can't get your inspection pass if your tail light gone.
Well, according to the street law, you just get one off the street and then pass it or whatever. But I ain't gonna see the people, man, by the gas station. Where you go get one of those or whatever. Because you know if you got a 10 on your window and all that, you can't get it.
Yeah, you can't get it for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah. But the man by the gas station, he don't care. Yeah, street law.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So last but not least, man, we are coming to the end of this great month of ours called Black History Month, and they have a lot of significance. I was mad at the beginning of the month when I forgot Ruby Bridges' name. That's how we have done so much, Rick. It's so many names that you can call. So when
you're out the 9 too.
Yeah. So and that was Fran School. Rick, when you just think about Black history in general of what we have accomplished, let me know something that we easily will forget about, but we living on the backs of.
Well, you mentioned earlier Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
And how the economy during that time was really driven by black people. We had our thing going.
Right.
And they eliminated it.
Right.
Also, I saw a movie, man, Fred Hampton. Some of these names, like, you don't know the impact of what these people, put forward.
And when I think about Fred Hampton, they was getting ready. And Fred was big, and he was even the national spokesperson.
Right.
They was getting ready to name it. And boy, if they would have did that.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he was big, bro. I forgot the name of the other organization that was organized, the other black group. But
the black
No, it wasn't a great debate.
It's the Black Liberation Army.
I think it was one of them organizations. He went in there. It was their whole organization. It was him and 3 other people went in there, and they asked him, what you doing here? You know what I'm saying? That boy went in there and he stood ground and got the respect of all those brothers, bro. That was tough.
And another thing, he was working with a Rainbow Coalition. He worked with white people too on common denominators, on things that they had in common. Mm-hmm. He forged alliance with other races. That was the powerful part about it. Y'all do y'all thing, we do our thing. But if we got a common goal, we attack it. So Fred was great, but Marcus Garvey is oftentimes overlooked by Malcolm and Martin. But both of them styles and what they was fighting for was the Garveyite system. Yeah. His system, having our own or whatever. And even he had the ships. He was the first one. The Black Star Line. He had his own ships, and he named them after the SSR Frederick Douglass or whatever. And once again, there was infiltrated informants, black informants, working, shutting his ship down and messed up his ships. Yeah, he had 2 of them.
So how come, a bunch of the other black leaders that actually was impactful, why you feel like we don't hear from them or know them? Like, we know Rosa Parks, we know Malcolm, we know Martin Luther King, but why wouldn't a Marcus Garvey be in our daily conversations?
And it's so great. That's a great question. We don't own and control our school, so the literature we get, it come from other people. So they give us a Black history book, and they is in this particular curriculum that you could teach about. Like Elijah Muhammad is not talked about much in black schools, even though he had stores set up, he had farms, he had all this stuff. But because he was a Muslim and not a Christian, and most schools is buying by that, and who they like and who they don't like. Inspiration is something else, Rick. If you see it, you can believe it. If I teach you about Fred Hampton in the 3rd grade, you didn't organize the whole walk out of the school. You come a little Fred Hampton or whatever. Right. But that's what, even on Malcolm, I can't teach you. I can't teach you that Martin and Malcolm had a conversation. Mm-hmm. So hold on, me and him, we beefing. But if we ever come to the table together, I can't allow that. So they'll never teach everything. So by us not, we receive our history from the same people that caused us the most trauma than any human being should be allowed to go through. Okay. So, and that's why. And until we start owning our school, Dr. Umar Johnson, I don't know how true it is, but Dr. Umar Johnson said Tuesday, the school that he have, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, supposed to be finished and completed, and he filing for his permits to open up his school. So,
and what is that?
I'm not sure. I think it's in Virginia. I'm not sure, but he made an announcement and I seen it. But he been going through backlash because they said it's been 7 years. But he said he filed on Tuesday. Monday was President Day, and he said he was gonna do it Tuesday. So I'll follow up and let you guys know. But we definitely the gas mask.
So you said Frederick Douglass Marcus
Garvey Academy.
Why call it that?
Well, he's Kent Frederick Douglass. According to his bloodline, when he breaking it down, he's Kent Frederick Douglass, and Marcus Garvey is the beginning. Every leader after Marcus Garvey, they honored and worked. Malcolm, it shows you how his parent was a Garveyite. He had a whole, and this is, I want to show you how powerful this is. This is pre-internet. Mm-hmm. This is, people don't know how to read. Mm-hmm. This is, and he organized all the people. He had way more following. That it was so bad that they passed laws. They had to pass laws to let white women vote, because white women was getting jealous because the women in the Garveyites was able to vote or whatever for certain things. Yeah, very powerful. But he'll never get it. And then they got him expedited out the United States because he was originally born in Jamaica.
Okay.
So
I like it. I mean, I was just saying why the name's so long.
Yeah,
it's a long name. That's a long school name.
And then I was watching another story about the gas mask. Man, they had a tragedy going down, and these guys was digging, and they hit a pocket of gas, and everything that was going down there, they was dying. Man, this black guy came with this thing over him, went down there, and started sending up life. Yeah. Because he, but that's what we didn't know. The ray light, telephone, light bulb, It's just so much.
Most of the inventions.
Yeah, even on the railroad tracks to
Yeah.
get it to go from one to a signal to another. But most of the significant inventions, and not the knock no other race, but they have benefited from us all. But they minimize. That's the only thing I don't like about when they say what we do. It's like they minimize it and don't teach it. And as much as black people is ignorant about what we have done, other races is even more ignorant about what we have done. You'll be talking to them, and you could show them, look, here go right here, according to the records, this is what we have done. They don't see it because they don't glorify that. Many people think that everything great that's invented is invented by white people.
That's crazy. And it remind me of like chef stories. You know what I'm saying? The cooks will be the one who prepare the whole dish.
Yeah.
And your chef come over there and sprinkle a little salt on there.
Yeah. And
Thank you, chef.
Yeah.
Thank you, chef. Put the parsley on there.
Yeah, and then now he get the credit or whatever. And a lot of these recipes, a lot of these restaurants, you see with the guy tenderism.
Yeah.
Is the from Popeyes? They talk about how El Copeland got a recipe from a black lady. Mm-hmm. A lot of them. Yeah. Just think, and I just want everybody to think. If you had go back a long time ago, if all black people was as cooks and slaves, who you think was cooking? So who would get better at it? Blacks. So now, even after slavery, that's what black people still did: cook and serve, make beds and all that. Who you still think would be that good? Not to say they got this white man that I used to work with at the restaurant. For the Christmas party, he cooked gumbo. That's the best gumbo I ever had. Not to say that they can't cook, but when it comes down to it, the experience, and we have been in their kitchen so long that they have perfected a lot of things. So just give a shout out to us and what we have done. And we can't allow other people to constantly identify who we are. We have to celebrate. That's like one of these towns just reinstated Columbus Day and took out on Juneteenth again. But Juneteenth was a holiday before it was ever a national holiday. They've been celebrating it in Texas. Yeah. They've been celebrating Juneteenth. And I think we have to be like that. Intentional about what we do. We build a subdivision. Them streets in a subdivision need to be, we'll build a subdivision and the streets be named Saks, Fifth Avenue, Gucci, and whatever, just to show luxury. Nah, that's Frederick Douglass Boulevard. That's Martin Luther King Avenue. We have to do our just due and not live up to what other people are doing. Yeah. And this episode is brought to you by Everybody's Coffee. Let's have a drink.
Wake up, everybody. This for everybody.
All right, welcome back. And as we promised y'all, we have New Orleans' favorite foot doctor, Dr. Clark, in the building with us today.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, what up, Doc?
Hello.
And we call you foot doctor, right?
Yeah.
But the actual term is podiatrist.
Correct.
But could you fill the people in our audience and community who don't know you about who you are? And firstly, what is a podiatrist?
Great. Okay. So I'm Dr. Gabrielle Clark, and I'm a board-certified podiatrist. I'm located here in New Orleans, Louisiana, as he mentioned. And a podiatrist is a foot and ankle surgeon. We specialize in lower extremity. So any issues that you have of your lower extremity could be dermatological issues such as wounds, ulcerations, just lesions that are popping up that you have, like moles or anything that's unsightly. Also corns, calluses, all the way to surgery, bunions, hammer toes. Some people have what's called metatarsalgia, where they have, they're walking on the balls of their feet and the bones are basically popping out of the bottom aspect of their feet, and it's causing a lot of pressure and pain when they're standing up. And so we do surgeries to correct that. Ankle surgeries, wound care surgeries, traumas, fractures. Some of us specialize in sports medicine. And we deal with mainly sports injuries, so Achilles tendon repairs, any sort of fractures, sprains, or strains that you may have in the lower extremity or the feet. So that is particularly our specialty.
But what is hammer toes?
So hammer toes is basically when you have a toe that's kind of curled up. And so that can come from, one, it can be from in utero when you could have been born that way because you could have been balled up in mommy's uterus before you were born. Well, oftentimes after that, sometimes kids wear tighter shoes. So if their shoes are not fitting properly, the toes will start to curl up because you're wearing shoes that are too small. or just it can develop as you get older, as your muscles and ligaments start to loosen, or they become weakened in certain areas, and it'll start curling the toes up. Wow. So if you have curled hammer toes and you're wearing sneakers and you want to wear like Jordans and other shoes, then of course it's going to be painful.
And you unhammer them.
Unhammer them.
That's a medical term.
Wow. That's a lot, you know, and I know that's just one of the many great things that you do and services that you offer throughout the great city of New Orleans.
Yes.
I want to ask you, before you go into anything, we about to close out. This is our last show in Black History Month. That's why I wanted to have you on. Black History Month, in the whole of everything that we have accomplished, what comes to mind when you think about Black History Month? Who inspires you coming up as a black, one of those figures you see on our board, anybody that inspires you?
I would say perseverance, just our drive, our strength. That's really what it is. I mean, the strength of black people. It's really hard sometimes for me to watch many of the films coming up. Ruby Bridges, I really looked up to her. You know, and you know, she was the young black kid, so well into her education, and just didn't care what anyone said or done. She kept her head up high. She was so confident. And, I really, really look up to her and amongst everyone else. But, I mean, just the strength that we always have to endure. We just have to be, 1,000 times better than our peers or anyone else just sitting in the room. And I've, throughout my years of training, all of my years, oftentimes I was the only one in the rooms that I were in. And, just being able to make it this far, I'm just extremely grateful.
That's cool. So they say slap the cheek, give them the other cheek. Was that a saying?
What? I've never heard that one.
You slap the cheek,
turn the other cheek.
Yeah. Do you think that phrase, as you progressed in your career, that set with you, or?
I never really heard that one.
Okay, because I want to know, because people be like, it's like you just take it. It's taking stuff for what it is.
Well, I would say that when I always heard that analogy, turn the other cheek. Sometimes when you're in the room and as a pilot, it's like I'm like a fly in a bowl of milk. You're the only person in there, so the jokes I don't much get.
Yeah,
Like I'm just in there, so you can't just go in there.
You don't offend me in that case. Yeah. I had a similar situation before. And in that case, I'm grateful that, I don't even know what that means. Yeah, so you laughing, you're thinking that you're offending me, and it's not even bubbling my spirit. Yeah. Like, it's done nothing for me. So that if you had gotten it, it could have spiraled into something huge.
And then it's like you on the board, don't look like you. You're the only person there. So you just have to sometimes endure those situations to open the door to let the next generation come in, because you just outnumbered and outgunned.
Yeah, and that's why I asked you that, because I know in the field of work that you do, that you are the only chocolate in the room most times. Right. And how did that sit with you? Did that give you more drive? Were you frightened along the process? Like, let us into your life.
Yeah, well, God has taken me through a journey. And so a part of my career, there was a time where I had just finished medical school, podiatry medical school. And we go through a matching process, just like kind of like the NBA to get drafted. So there's a match day. And every year you wait for that particular day. And if you're not matched, I wouldn't be able to become a surgeon or even be able to practice as a podiatry surgeon, right? Because you have to have a residency. Well, match day came, and literally I'm with my peers. I opened up the computer and I didn't have a spot. And it was for 2 years that I endured that. And so it wasn't because I was the last in my class, because I was very well much at the top. They had people who were, ranked the very last, and they had matched with residency programs, where for 2 years I basically went through the year graduating medical school. I'm a doctor, but I cannot practice. Wow. I can't get a job. I can't feed my family. And I had my kids while I was in medical school and all, so that's a whole nother journey. But basically going through those trials and tribulations, like once I did get the opportunities that I had, like I knew like this was for me. So it's like I knew that I belonged. I knew that I earned it, and it was like nothing else anyone could tell me. Yeah. When I finally did match 2 years later, I matched at, it was a new program, but it was at one of the best hospitals in the United States.
So delay is not denial.
Delay is not denial.
Yeah, and what hospital was that?
NYU Winthrop Hospital in Long Island, New York. Okay. Mineola, New York. I mean, we treated, I mean, it's like a private hospital, so we had some of the best cases. Shout out to all of my doctors, all of my attendings that trained me. I mean, they did not hold back. Yeah. And like I said, I was the only black one in the room, but I was amongst, my peers were, Jewish, Indian, Asian, and they were all inspired, and whatever they were learning, I was able to learn it as well. And so it's all about how you soak it in. Right. It's all about what you take from those experiences.
Yeah. Speaking of soaking, what it feeds better out there.
Well, in New York, we saw everything. Yeah. I mean, I would say, because it was worse. Yeah, it was
worse in New York.
They do a lot of walking.
It was worse. And then we had a more diverse population. So a lot of the surgeries we were doing, like club foot correction surgeries where, people are born with their feet kind of like turned inward, many like walking deformities. Pigeon toe, but worse. Okay. Like, okay. We had people, patients from all over the country. Yes, man. The other countries.
So I'm gonna ask you about the case. They had an episode of Martin, my favorite show, y'all. Y'all know I always reference that, where Gina had to go work in Shanae salon, and Myra came in there with her feet, and they actually had to pull out a skill saw. They faking like Myra feet was so bad they had to get tools to clean up her feet.
What, for calluses?
Well, whatever it was gonna be, corns or whatever it was.
Sometimes we have to pull all that out.
A case that made you say, "Man," when you get cases like that, like what do come to your mind when they? Do they come in there with socks on? I'm just getting messy. When they come in there with socks on and you be like, all right, pull it off. And then they pull it off. How do you not laugh? How do you not curve your head?
I mean, I will say sometimes there are a little bit of theatrics, but very mild. I mean, I might pull it off and say, oh, I wasn't expecting that or whatever. But immediately it's like, it's not to embarrass the patient or anything, because these are the cases that we like. I mean, it's called brand new feet for a reason. We want to transform your feet. And clearly, if you're going through this issue, like, it's you're having pain too, right? But basically, when I pull it off, it might have a little theatrics, a little bit, but I just get to work. That's my main thing. I'm not thinking about, like, how it looks, how it smells. It's like, it's so many things for me to think about throughout the day. Like, my life is just so, so many things. So it's like, I'm just trying to help this patient. It's like, my God, like, let me just help you get better. Like, oh my Lord.
Have
like,
you ever got like sick? Like,
no.
Like, thank God. Weak in the stomach or whatever from seeing some of this stuff?
During my training in Miami. Now they're the feet in Miami. However, I was with child at the time. And I think someone, this is me being an intern, I think someone was playing a joke with me, like one of my superiors. And they had me going to this guy. He was homeless. And he had multiple wounds. They were green. They had maggots. I mean, it was just grossly infected. Draining all over the place. And I went in there and I couldn't even breathe. Like, first of all, it was like he was marinating in the room forever. And I felt like they really was playing. It was like my first day doing a rotation at that hospital. And I feel like they was cranking me. Yeah. I was about to pass out. I had to, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it no more for the day. And like I said, I was pregnant. Yeah, and so imagine the hypersenses that I'm feeling. I was done.
So once they come in and then you specialize and you give them that, when you see the smiles and the joy on their face or whatever after that, I think that's why you get in that profession to see that.
Because it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
So it just warms my heart so much. And like, I mean, they walk out dancing. And so, a lot of these people, they have upcoming events. They may have to walk their daughters or, sons and weddings, whatever they're doing. They want to dance and get back to their lives. And so it just really warms my heart. And not just mine. I mean, all of my foot care specialists, my entire team. So shout out to my entire team because that is our goal to really help these people.
And do you get a lot of veterans with the losing of limbs and everything that you have to treat?
Yeah, so we get some veterans, but even just our main population, citizens who have poor circulation due to their eating habits or lifestyle habits, patients with diabetes, congestive heart failure. So it's so many things. Even if you had an injury, like when you were in your 30s, and let's say you had a big ankle fracture or ankle sprain, and you have a recurrent swelling or edema, and you just leave it untreated for 10 years, 20 years, it's going to compromise that limb.
Did you say edema?
Edema. Yeah, so swelling, like fluid.
So that helps with that.
Yeah, so well, coming to see us where we can do, there's many conservative treatments that we can do, non-surgical, whether it's us applying the soft compression casting on you like weekly. We do laser treatment, shockwave.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking because my wife and my 2 boys, 2 out of 3 of my boys suffer with hereditary angioedema.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show you some pictures after the show, but they swell up and look like Elephant Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's real bad.
Yeah.
To the point where they could literally die from it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that can be treated because doctors don't know a lot about edema, and it's crazy. So we've been doing our own in-house studies. But I'm just happy to hear you mention that word because a lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah, we can certainly talk about that.
All right.
That's definitely awesome. But in watching your career, I have seen you go from you went to school, you becoming a doctor, and then now after this entrepreneur kick in, you have your own. I want to talk about you being an entrepreneur, but what makes you say, well, hold on, I can't just have a doc. I want my own I can have my own cream and everything too. How did that come about?
Well, as I was treating a lot of patients for their cosmetic issues, such as the fungal nails and all that, and I'm giving them prescriptions for topical treatments or medications to take to help to heal it. Some patients are like, oh, well, I'm already taking 10, 20, 30 other medications. I can't add anything else onto my plate. Or some people are just into naturalistic medicine. And so I said, well, I'm going to formulate. I met with a herbalist, and we came up with a great formulation based on all of the compounds that I felt necessary to treat that will still give us like that medical grade strength type of effect. And so it's still, our products are very therapeutic, but they're 100% natural, and it can help with all of the issues: fungus, corns, calluses. We have something for foot odor. If you just want to keep your feet nice and clean. If you're diabetic and you just want to make sure that you preserve the health of your feet. Yeah.
So do they have anything to actually turn a black toenail back to its natural color?
Yeah, well, one, it won't just turn it if you just applying medications. That's why coming to see us at our medical nail spot really helps, because the pedicure that we give, the medical pedicures really deep clean your feet and deep clean the toenails. So it's almost like if you were going to the dentist to get a deep cleaning of your teeth. All of that plaque buildup, we're deep cleaning that fungus, and so that, and now once you start applying the medications that we give you, it can penetrate better. It'll become more effective sooner, and then after that, you come back to see us in about 4 to 6 weeks for another pedicure, and we keep those results up.
Gotcha.
Now, when I'm watching your page, I'm noticing you taking whole toenails off. Like, I didn't see the whole crazy. After that. I can't watch it at the end because I always tell you about yanking it at the end. When you yank it, it do something to my nerves. But when you have to take the nail off, because I ain't never think it can come off. I didn't see so many people with just a smash. It look just smashed up. They never go get treatment. So when you take it off and you actually give somebody the nail back or put it back how it's supposed to be, that gotta be a happy feeling, because I didn't see so many people that work. I work for both brothers. And once they smash, they just never go get treated. Yeah. And it just look ugly for the rest of their life. But I didn't see you. What, they got new nails you can buy?
Yeah, so nail restoration is what we do. So after we remove your nail, if it needs to be completely removed, so that's a nail avulsion, and We do those often because sometimes patients are being treated, they're taking medications, or they've tried other conservative options and nothing's worked. So at that point, I recommend let's go ahead and take the nail off, because sometimes it was trauma and it needs to come off. Yeah.
Last question about feet too, because we have more stuff to get into about you. You're an interesting person, Doc.
Okay.
Is it true that that sicknesses actually start in the feet?
Yeah. They can, because, as we're walking and we're doing things right, one thing people really don't know is that the feet is very porous. So a lot of pores are in the bottom of the feet, just like we have pores in our hands. So when we soak our feet, when we walk and we're doing certain things, if you're starting to get like fungus and you're starting to get like swelling, any type of foreign bodies, anything that can introduce bacteria or viruses into the feet can certainly affect your body. So a lot of the times we diagnose, as podiatrists, we're diagnosing patients with some of the sicknesses that they may not have known that they had, such as gout, such as sometimes it's the first time they're being diagnosed with diabetes, with lower extremity lymphedema or congestive heart failure because of lymphedema, etc. So yeah.
And I was just saying that as we get hotter right now, I noticed, and I didn't even notice as a kid, that locker rooms, walking around with no shoes on there, the swimming courts around there, there are so many diseases you can
viruses
catch
you can really
from
catch
walking around barefooted. So once you get those things, if you don't get treatment, then we know it can cause death or whatever. But how fast should they seek treatment if you have these treatment?
Yeah, so once you start to notice itching, redness, any type of discoloration, pain, you want to seek treatment immediately. And especially if you do have any of those other comorbidities mentioned, such as diabetes, even just having that, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, or just poor circulation. If you have any of those issues, you want to seek treatment immediately, because oftentimes that can lead to amputations.
Wow.
Just from that. Yeah.
And me and Rick always talk about this. I'm talking about, we have a segment called What's Going On, and we was talking about how so many African Americans we didn't learn about in school because they wasn't in our history books, because we don't own our schools. But yet I see you have started a school or whatever. So tell us about the school and what you got going on with the school.
Yeah, so the school is basically has been inspired because we have a lack of specialists in the foot care and wound care industry. And so at the Cosmetic Foot Care and Medical Aesthetics Academy, we basically train nurses. If you are a nurse practitioner or a registered nurse, we train you to become a certified foot care and wound care specialist. If you are a medical assistant and you want to become a podiatry medical assistant, or a podiatry or just a wound care medical assistant, we train you to become that as well. So basically we're just, and also nail technicians. Sorry, I forgot that one. If you are a nail technician or a cosmetologist and you want to get into the foot care industry, we train them as well to become certified medical nail technicians.
So off the wall question, is FAFSA accepted?
So FAFSA is not accepted for this program.
These
programs yet.
Yeah.
However, we do have financing partners that you can finance the program with.
And I'm glad that you just say that with the nail tech, they have so many people they get sick because of nail techs. Talk about that, how they go get manicures and pedicures a lot, and the people don't sterilize the equipment.
Yeah.
And now it comes on you. How often is that?
We see at least 1 to 2 patients a day due to those issues. So with nail salon infections. And so these can be just clients who are coming into our med spa side and they don't have any comorbidities, to clients that have turned into patients on our medical side who do have diabetes, and these nail salon infections have now caused wounds, infections that are deeper, and now their limb or toe is at risk of amputation. And so we see it from all sides, and I guess because it is a service that is being provided, it's kind of like a quick service.
Right.
So one, they're not cleaning those bowls out properly, and then oftentimes even if they have the bag, it's the tubing. So once the water is drained and that same source and those valves and everything is not properly disinfected or cleaned, and so now we're pushing water back and forth through it, and they're not just going through the process of, because it takes time after each pedicure, a good 15 minutes to do a deep cleaning of those bowls, and if they're not doing that, then of course it's causing some issues.
Especially if you got somebody with nasty feet, and then you got the clean feet coming behind
you, and you kind of see when sometimes you're getting your pedicure and you glance over and you're like, "Ooh, that person look like that."
I ain't going by number 4.
I do for you.
Yeah, right. So number 4 should technically be coming to see a medical nail technician, something like our medical nail spa, because they need further treatment. But it's fine if nail salons would just strictly do clients who are there for cosmetic purposes only, and just the beautification of their nails and feet.
So what's the duration of receiving your certification from the school?
So it takes about 2 weeks. So it's not a very long process. And it depends on which track that you're in. But in 80 hours of clinical hours. So you need we do the didactic portion at the school, and then we do the clinical portion in our various clinics.
And you get a graduation and everything.
And you get a graduation and everything after.
I'm gonna sign up to be the speaker one day for the graduation.
Yeah, you
should. The see that you go from can't get in the door, delay is denied, get in the door. Now you get your own practice. How few there are African American people that's professionals with their own practice?
I don't know the numbers, but yeah,
you're one of them.
I'm happy to be one.
But when you Google foot doctor, if you Google it like that, you're gonna come up. So it makes it that much good that you're saying. And I have to say this, that your skill set meets who you are as a person. So it's not always like that. When I say real, genuine, y'all, a good person, it fit or whatever. When these conversations that we have off, just having conversation in general, you are, and I think that's why somebody can come and keep a customer going, because everybody's not who they are in front of the title or the name. You meet some people and you be like, man. And I didn't met some judges, and I be like, man, this man got to make decisions on people's life every day, and he got an attitude like that. Yeah. And people getting time. Man, we are definitely proud to have you. And
thank you.
Rick supported you the other day. Yeah. And he didn't even know. And I haven't been there, and I'm so mad. I always see you post it, but I never been there either. Tell us about Superfood. Tell us about it.
Yes, so In a Bowl is our superfood bar. It's located right off of Lake Forest in New Orleans East. And basically, we sell fresh, 100% organic smoothie bases, as well as like fresh fruit toppings, smoothies. We have a loaded toast, and you can basically add any of the fruits that you like nut butters. You can add coconut flakes to it. So it's just really, and we have fresh squeezed juices as well. So it's a superfood bar helping to inspire like health and wellness. Like I said, I treat a lot of patients with all of these comorbidities, and so we have a nice, sweet, healthy treat for you.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Why is it if I wanted to go get bad food, I can get a lot of food, but if I go get healthy food, it's not only more, but I'm getting less?
Yeah. It's the benefits, right? So having a healthy lifestyle is not for everyone, but you have to make sure that you save or do whatever is necessary to put your health first.
But it's about portion control too. For everything is what I've noticed.
Bad food give you a lot.
You can eat too much fruit and get sick.
Right. Yeah, but even fast food is really, you're not satisfied, because I mean, you go nowadays, even fast food, you're gonna spend $10 at least for a meal, and it's gonna be slop. It's gonna be nothing of it is 100% fresh, organic. Nothing is pure for you. It's not good for you at all. And so,
and it's one of those things. When you get a smoothie, if you get a smoothie in the morning, it'll hold you. That's when it's good or whatever.
But you ever tried the acai bowls? No, man, bro, you missing out.
So the acai bowls are so good, and it's 100% organic.
Yeah. And Rick, you had it for Mardi Gras?
I had 3 or 4 on for Mardi Gras.
So, and are you gonna be out there if Essence is allowed to come back in the city? You know, they got a couple of bills they got to take care of. So, if Essence come down here, you'll be out there too, also.
Yes, we'll be out there for Essence if they allow us to come back. Trust me, I was out there for Mardi Gras and I had to work Mardi Gras Day.
Yeah.
So I was working the truck on Mardi Gras Day. So yeah, that was an experience for me, but nonetheless, grateful.
We're gonna come back with a couple of more questions, and this episode is brought to you by EraBody's Coffee. Let's take a drink.
Wake up, everybody. This for everybody.
Welcome back, everybody, man. Like we promised y'all, we was gonna have the best foot doctor in the world, man. And I hope this interview is educating you as it's educating us. You know what hammer toe is now, all right? So, how important is? And I want you to look directly to your brothers, men in health. They do the gym, but when it comes down to taking care of their feet, they don't. What can you do to get men? Get that message to them out there. How significant it is for men, because most of these horrific feats that I'm seeing is men, and it could kill you. But men, we move late, so
it ain't just men though.
No, majority of this is men. Men do not take care of themselves like they're supposed to be.
Some women with some horrible feet.
Yeah,
you know. But continue.
All right. So to our brothers, what would you tell them to get them in there, and how often do they need? If they got 360, should they come out every quarter or whatever? Talk to them.
Men, foot care is extremely important. I mean, if you can't take care of your feet, then literally you won't be able to take care of your family, because if you can't walk, if you can't get to where you need to get to because you having foot pain, I mean, it is just not about the fungus and the fungal nails and the corns, the calluses and all of that, because if you're not taking care of your feet and you're letting that build up, just imagine 5-10 years later when you're having that swelling, and I'm going to keep saying swelling and edema, because as we age, what happens is swelling is fluid buildup that's in that tissue layer. And if it starts to seep out of the skin, now we're looking at wounds. And if you have a wound, now you're looking at having to bandage something up every day to prevent infections. If it gets infected, we're looking at that infection going deep into the tissues, down into the bone, into your bloodstream, getting an amputation. And who's going to take care of you then? Then now you have to be wheelchair bound, rolled around. Even if you get a prosthetic, you have to put it on every single day. And, and that's strength. To everyone who does have prosthetic limbs, that takes a lot of strength. And so, just keep going. But men, it is important, from just taking care of your toenails, your corns, calluses, to making sure that you're just being checked. And so definitely, if you feel as though you're having some issues, see a foot doctor. I prefer you see me, but see a foot doctor.
And I will say that we're going to create a discount. So you go in there with EraBody Podcast, and then you guys will get your little discount. And we're going to set that up for y'all, all right?
Yeah.
Now,
let's do it.
We have this next business that we have, and I told you this is an entrepreneur, Pilates. I see y'all working out or whatever. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my newest business venture is named So Hot. So Hot because it's a 12-hour infrared heated fitness studio. And so what that means is the studio is heated to about 110 degrees. And that's how you get that movement as well. Infrared heat is really therapeutic because I didn't want to just create a gym. I wanted to create a healing experience. Mm-hmm. And so with infrared heat, it penetrates deep down into the body, heats up those tissues, heats up your organs, heats up everything. And it allows you to work out better. It allows you to detox. It reduces inflammation and helps to improve your circulation all throughout the body. And so with the infrared heat, you're able to get more flexible, build muscle, and heal your body from the inside out. And we do Pilates inside of this infrared heated fitness studio. We do yoga, hot twerk bounce, and also a bar where you're holding onto the bar and doing those exercises as well. We also have Wonder Chair Pilates where you use a chair and it helps you to maintain that balance and stability.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what the age brackets for something like this?
So pretty much all ages, but if you're 18 and younger, basically you can come in if your parent has a membership and as long as they sign the waivers and everything.
And so we got a membership thing or whatever. Walk them through it. How do you get on?
Yeah, so to get a membership, you can visit our website at sohotnola.com, or you can come in to visit us at 10555 Lake Forest Boulevard, Suite 1N. But yeah, once you join a membership, you'll download our fitness app, So Hot NOLA Studios, and throughout the app, you'll be able to book your classes. We have classes every single day, 12 hours a day, on every hour. So you can just check us out, download our fitness app, and get started.
That's tremendous for those. Now, I heard you say something in there about twerking. Like,
yeah.
So girls that don't know how to twerk, they can come and work out and learn how to twerk?
Yeah, so, bounce twerk, sometimes it can be frowned upon, depending on, the group dynamic that is looking at it. But bounce twerk in New Orleans is a thing. And basically, we learn it growing up. And not only that, it's a great form of cardio. It's an excellent form of aerobic exercise. So I really love that, I've been able to incorporate this inside of my fitness studio so that we can allow people who wants to learn how to twerk, who want to feel more comfortable twerking, or who just want to get that aerobic exercise in a fun way. Because for me, it's all about fun.
Yeah,
so
I'm glad you pulled out the health benefit of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people be misusing the twerk.
No, we formulated it into, it's basically workouts that you're doing, but you're having fun dancing, doing it almost like a hip hop class, but it's a bounce twerk class.
You sell something else. You sell also shoes in the insoles. How important that is to have good insoles, and we always call New Balance. We used to call them like the old man shoes. Once you start when you get a good pair of shoes on, you know you got a good pair of shoes on or whatever. Every shoe that look good and we love is not a good pair of shoes, especially when you got to go the distance.
Yes,
that's them post up shoes. I just look good. I'm just gonna post up. But when you gotta walk like the Poiriers or whatever, even if they like their good pair of Pradas or their Jordans, should they switch the sole out? And get a pair of good
so that's the great part. If you are just someone who, and I recommend this for everyone, all ages. If you're an athlete, if you're walking a lot, if you're just working and standing on your feet, getting a pair of custom orthotics, which is custom insoles for your feet, is definitely worth the investment. Most insurance plans do cover it. If not, we do have affordable options for you. But basically, you come in, we take a scan of your foot. So these will be for your foot type only. You can't share this with anyone in the household or anything. And you can take them out and put them inside of any sneaker or any other shoe that you'll be mostly wearing them in.
So when I go take the ones out in Walmart, I just take them out the thing and I add them to my shoe.
Those are not custom. No, so those are just generic.
Yeah, the Dr. Show. I just open the box and I just put them in there, Rick, and I put my old ones in there.
You need them.
That's called recycle.
You need them Dr. Clothes.
That's right.
So when you scan, it'll be one for me.
Yes.
All right, man. So I'm gonna have to come get me a pair because I keep a pair of them.
Yeah.
When you wear dress shoes and all that, now all of them not the same.
They're not the same.
Yeah.
But even if you want to get a pair for your dress shoes, then we just need to know what type of shoe you're going to be putting it in, and we can get a style that's specifically for dress shoes. If you're going to be more for the athletes, we'll get a more athletic style. If you're going to be, just walking more because you're a barber or what have you on your feet a lot, then yeah.
So what's the turnaround for getting a pair of soles?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So we send them to the lab. Yeah. The lab creates it, and
if you was around when Dr. Keenan was marching, you would have made a lot of money. All them needed shows. I'm telling you, I know they feel
Yes.
I'm tired, boss. So outside of that, to see you going into entrepreneurship, now you're the face of a brand now. How often do you have to be in office as much as you supporting the brand? As a person that have multiple business, I don't clean as much as I do because I have to go get the contracts. I have to go do different other things. So how do you balance both of those?
Balance. Well, I'm still working on that. Yeah, it's just, I just try to, have my priorities, I guess. What are the priority tasks that I need to do? Where do I need to be for the most important, role to fulfill what's going on throughout the day? But yeah, I'm usually having to be two places at once.
And I say this. I hate when somebody be saying, "Oh, you got to have a balance." It's an imbalance. You will not be a one. If we record now, this is church hour. But if you had to be on here, it's an imbalance. Like you said, being in two places at one time. So when I meet somebody, they say, "Oh, you got to give," it's not gonna be balanced. Not for one.
Yeah.
Somebody that, if you want to be significant, and every significant person that I admire and I look at, it's gonna be an imbalance. There is no way possible Dr. King could have been at home much as possible and led the civil rights movement. Right. It's just not. So to the future entrepreneurs out there, if you're looking to work 8 hours and then go home for 8 hours and then stay in shape and all that, you are dreaming. It's not going to be like that, right?
Yes, it's a lot of work, and I mean, I'm really starting to feel it a lot this past month. I would say, just so many roles. You know what I mean? And it's always been that way. But even as you grow, like it's one thing to create a business. It's another thing to get it going. And then even another one to keep it going.
And then you got the responsibility of us calling and people calling because they want donations for stuff now. You're significant now.
Yeah.
When you're not significant, they don't ask you for nothing. Once they feel as though you reach the ladder now, whether your presence or checks or whatever. So that's one of the things. Talks about your company and what how y'all help out in the community. I know you was with the Level Up campaign and y'all did a tremendous job with the Christmas thing. Yeah. And meeting these goals and buying bikes and these things. Do you take pride in that also?
I do. I really enjoy giving back. And it was really a pleasure because I had my kids with me, and so they were able to see the importance of that, and just to see, the smile on the kids' faces, just, being able to give and just share what God has blessed me with. But I know you say, people will reach out. I love giving back and doing donations, but I try to also take care of my team because we work so hard. And so, it's just not just me, it's a lot of, my team members who, have helped me to make all of my visions come to life. And so I just really appreciate their dedication and hard work to the companies that I've built.
And I can always shout out Jasmine. I'm the one that always texting her 1,000 times.
Yes, shout out Jasmine. That's my girl. Yeah, so she's my executive manager, and she really helps tremendously with all the roles. And strangely, Jasmine hasn't even been with us that long, but her role is just so important, and she really believes in everything that I'm doing.
Also, in building a team, putting trustworthy, how do you go about, give us some tips as entrepreneurs, because you'll be with people, but some people, and it's just like this, you'll be with some people, they're gonna leave. They're not, they're coming in to try to go start their own. I know you went through the thing when you was about to have the last child or whatever. You had to deal with other doctors or work with other people or whatever. Yeah. How did it go when you're building a team, knowing as a one, you're about to give information to people that they're gonna try to backstab, slick side, cut off, whatever. How do it goes when you're doing that? I go through the same thing. I literally show somebody the janitorial business, and they'll go start, and then right back say, I get a text message humbly in December, say, D, you got some extra work or whatever. But when they thought they was on their own or whatever, and I'm not a builder like that. As one, and it's a difference between ones. With me, you, and Rick, we just share information. I just call you up and I just say. But when you working, when people just think that they can come in and they just don't have a mindset of a one, they'll try to steal and do this, and it don't work. So how they go when you about to train somebody, the betrayer? Basically, you're training up the betrayer. Like Jesus and Judas. I'm about to show you things, and I know you about to cut me. So
right. But you got to realize no one can do it exactly like you. I mean, no one can do it like you. No one would ever be you, and no one has ever. Basically, it's levels to it, and so you, like you said, you at level 1. You know what I mean? And it's like, you have no idea, because even though I'm showing you the ropes, you're not giving them the full blueprint, and they don't know the struggles or the hardships that you had, that it's taken to get to where you are. They don't see that. Man, some months we can't even meet payroll. I'm getting the money, robbing Peter to pay Paul, just to take care of payroll. But I'm walking up here humbling. Y'all have no idea because y'all checks are being direct deposited. And so people don't really understand that where it took to get, it takes years to really get to that
Steve
level.
always says something. So he said you got to take the stairs. The problem is when they come and they meet you on step 22, you didn't walk down all them 21. So I didn't build that foundation, and because you didn't came up, you think that that's you because you meet me here. Nah, you need all those stairs. And then you got those watchapreneurs. You want to be in my spot, but you don't want to pay no bills. I got grown man bills. You got CEO bills. Every bill that come that make things possible for you. You sit in the office, you get go in the icebox, they got water, cable, internet. You coming with your iPad, you connecting to the Wi-Fi, you doing your schoolwork and all that. That's because you under a one. Now when you got to transfer and to be the head, you gonna get the headache or whatever. And a lot of them, they just can't. And I call them entrepreneurs. You left too early. Somebody you should have looked at as a mentor, you looked at as a rival. And now you stuck in a situation where you can't just go back where you come from. And that'd be a lot of times. So I applaud you. I have seen a journey up the ladder. And as people, one CEO to another one to working with Rick, it's one of those things that people don't get to see, that it's not a battle. Whatever. They got to run at the top for everybody. It's the bottom is crowded.
Yes.
At the top is, I want to see you on the shows. I know one thing, if you was the head of essence or something right there, now I got an easy line to me to get in the door because I know you in the door. So to a lot of people that want to reach these roads and want to reach these goals, this is a prime example right here that you can get to the top, you can keep striving and doing these things. And notice all these businesses she did not do at one time. It takes steps to get there or whatever. When I met her, I think it was one office.
Yeah.
And then two, and then the other business and the other business. So how that journey went to now that you're opening up multiple locations?
Yeah, so I always tell people too, when you're thinking about a business, you have to do something that you're extremely passionate about, that you have enough experience or you're even almost like an expert at it. And so even all of my businesses throughout all of my years of podiatry training, because like I said, I went to medical school in Miami, I did my surgical residency in New York, and throughout those years of training, I've always done infrared heated yoga fitness workout. That's all I did, and it was literally in my neighborhood. I've always ate acai bowls and superfoods or juices and all juice cleanses and all of that. So that was part of my like daily active lifestyle as I was becoming, as I was trained to become a foot and ankle surgeon. While I was throughout all those years, and so once I moved back home, I saw like I'm not able to sustain this lifestyle because all of these businesses are like far out and I don't live in those areas. So I wanted to bring these things to my community. And so one, it's like, because I'm not going to say like the businesses in a bowl, we've been here 1 year. And I would say we're not at the level of, where we're getting consistent business or we're, maximizing profits or anything like that. We're still literally growing. Even the Pilates fitness studio, we're just growing. So I won't, sit up here and act like, we're just business is booming and, we only have a few members right now, so we do still need support and to sustain these businesses. But one thing I do appreciate every single day is that I'm myself and also even my kids, we're able to just go into these businesses that I've created and able to enjoy them for our own luxury. Even if we don't have a single member that show up today, even if we don't have a single purchase today, we're able to enjoy it versus going out and to support another business. So all these businesses are like well connected within my passions, something that I've already had like experience with and something I already love doing. So,
and traveling broaden your perspective. You stayed in New York for a little bit, you stayed in Miami. How does that dynamic works by traveling? Because once you travel, you get to see different things.
Oh yeah, you get to see different ways of life, different perspectives. I mean, there's so many people all over the country who live life differently.
Right.
Some people, don't even have a TV in their home. And I mean, people really, live like that and successfully like that. I mean, and so, it's just, you just meet people all around and how they live their life and what works for them. And then it just kind of helps you because you're still growing, you're still learning yourself, right? And you don't know what you don't know. And so when you learn all of these different things, are you able to, get those viewpoints? You just kind of are able to like shape your life differently.
Dope. We have another segment called Do You Remember? Do you remember is we take you back in time, whether it's television shows, radio shows, movies, and see, do you remember? You was there. Are you in or out?
Okay, let me see.
Now, we didn't ask you this. Normally we ask you, what part of the city of New Orleans you're from?
So I'm from the AWOL and the East. And the East.
Well, both of them close to the Ninth Ward, so I
And the
won.
Southern
But
one.
the Ninth Ward, I can say the Ninth Ward too because I went to elementary school in the Ninth Ward.
We won again.
So
It was the 9 first though.
So I can say the 8th, the 9th, and the East. That's really what I say.
Oh man! So, in what high school did you attend in New Orleans?
McDonald 35.
Okay, that's in the 7 Ward.
But McDonald 35 not the same.
That's in the
Y'all
7
been
Ward.
slipping a
Back
little
of
bit.
town.
Well, that's now, but
Yeah.
I was the pre-Katrina, but we still graduated right after Katrina because that was my year.
Yeah.
Katrina was my senior year.
Yeah, and y'all been in the news a lot, and it have not been for grades.
Yeah.
McDonald 35, y'all get back to the old standard. McDonald 35 is the first. I want to make sure it's the first African American school in New Orleans or whatever. So shouts out to
Yes.
McDonald 35. Yeah, a
3535.
So back in our days when we was coming up, I don't know this. Hold on. They have something called the party line. Are you familiar with the party line?
I'm familiar with the party line.
Bruh. Not that.
Because do you remember the number from the party
I
line?
don't remember the number.
So, all right. So, since you don't remember the number, tell me your experience with the party line. I was on the party line a lot too. What the experience was on the party line?
I wasn't on the party line a lot because it wasn't my vibe. It was just too much going on. So much chaos. Just people. You had so many conversations at once. Everybody trying to hook up with each other. Everybody trying to get their number. This one. So I was more the person like, call me directly.
Yeah.
Like I can't do all
So you was giving out your
that.
number on the ball. She said, "Call me directly."
Call me directly, but like I didn't really do the party line much.
I don't know if the party line was nationwide, but I will say that I had so many girlfriends that I have never seen before in my life on the party line. Once you get to meet the women, y'all on the phone, and this is in the 90s. We on the phone with them, but I never actually seen them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were telling me their right name or not or whatever. But hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I've moved on. Rick, what you was doing on the party line?
Oh man, the same as everybody else. Big group chats, trying to get everybody's number. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, it was just fun. It was an environment that was created, just to be social. And at that time,
that was our social media.
Yeah, that was our
Yes.
social media. Yeah.
And the number was 504-920-2000.
Yeah, that's a local number.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we had that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Was
crazy.
it regulated or whatever? Because I don't think they had no
I don't
regulation.
think it
on
had
that.
regulation. That
So,
was bust wide open.
Now to think about how many grown men probably been on.
They
that
were,
thing.
and that's what turned me off. Like I started hearing
yeah.
all of that. I said, oh no,
Yeah.
Oh,
I never
now
called
we-
that number.
Oh man, now I'm thinking predator wise. Now I
Yes.
wasn't even thinking that. At
Not
the
during the time.
I mean,
wonder what
it
the
was
kidnapping rate was back then. Because they had some vulnerable individuals on there. I met a few individuals off of that.
People
So
was giving
people
their
are vulnerable.
addresses and everything.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
oh no.
Girl, tell me, I stay on the West Bank. I'm like, girl, I'm not about to get on no bus to come. I'm just thinking a bus route back then. You got to catch the Amanaster to Canal. And I wouldn't mention know what bus
Right.
to catch after that to get across
Right.
the river. Oh, nah, baby. We'll be phone friends. So this next thing, in the movie Set It Off, what was the name of the janitorial company that all them was working for?
Ooh.
You know this one, Rick?
Luther's?
Luther's janitorial.
Oh, it was.
Luther was cruel, man. Luther said, "This is Luther's janitorial company. If you don't like working for Luther, now when you think about Set It Off, tell me what's something you remember about Set It Off, the movie."
All I remember is when it was the shooting.
She did her body like
The shooting.
I mean, ask you a question. If you had to go out, would you go out like that, or just turn yourself in?
I wouldn't have went out like that. I couldn't go out like that.
You gonna give yourself up.
I would have gave myself up and tried to escape. I'd have tried to escape like the prisoners.
Going out like Cleo.
What?
Man, that's a hard. Man, you
Cleo
know she was
that
going
out.
Shot. Man, that's a hard way to go out.
I couldn't go out like that.
And I still think about that song, Day
After Day. That's all I think about.
Matter of fact, every time I hear that song, I look around like and they use it as a meme now. Every time somebody get beat up or something, Day After Day. So man, it's one of those things that Set It Off. Rick, what's your favorite thing about Set It Off?
My favorite thing, bro, was when they try to play TT, you know, and they were like, TT ain't getting a cut and shit. I need that money.
But I'm gonna tell you, TT came through at the end because TT was the one that shot. That was Luther. He was the one killed Luther or whatever.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
She ran off or whatever. But I don't think y'all girls today could pull that off because they would have wanted bust down. You know they had the raglan. I want to bust down. So man, in this last question or whatever, do you remember the New Orleans Super Fair? Yeah, tell us your finest memory about the New Orleans Super Fair.
You see all your friends and everything, but they had somebody who used to do the airbrushing.
Yeah.
And we used to get airbrush shirts and airbrush tank tops and all your friends, airbrush hats. And then you all go to like we get it one day and we go back the next day wearing it. Yeah, we used to look so fresh. It was
y'all missed me with that one though, because I don't remember that.
Man, I remember that.
That was over my head.
Man, we used to go, I told you, Rick, we would get dropped off like 12 or 1 o'clock.
And where was it again?
In the Superdome. It was the Louisiana Super Fair. It was the whole month of May.
Yeah.
And you got dropped off. Once you got dropped off, we had been there about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the rest of the day. Yeah. It was from 12 to 12.
I missed the fun.
Yeah, boy, man. Let's have some fun. Man,
Where you was there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You never was there?
I never was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was there. I don't even remember.
Yeah, man. It was the Louisiana Super Fair. You could bring a can and get a discount. It was a Pepsi. I think a Pepsi can. Yeah. And you get a discount. But man, that was the good old days. And they don't have it no more.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, you missed that part. I got my ears pierced, I think.
At the Super Fair?
Yeah,
they did a lot at the Super Fair.
You could buy a goldfish. I got a partner.
You could buy, I used to buy goldfish a lot.
You buy goldfish soon we walk up in there. Now you try to walk around for 8 hours with a goldfish. I said, man, get that when you going. He tried to bring it back to the man. The man said, no, I already sold it. Man, that goldfish dead. Man, that thing ain't even last the bus ride. The gal was bus ride back to the project, man. But that was it. When you think about the times that we in now, where kids are on their phone so much, they're not as social. Give us the time that you was in, just being a kid, just going outside.
Oh yeah, we used to be outside playing, riding our bikes. We had batons. We just twirling the batons. We had going to the park, like skating. Skateboard and everything.
And being social, you had to be there. It wasn't no social media. It was like if you wasn't there to catch it,
you wasn't gonna see it.
Yeah, you had to be there to catch it.
So once again, I want you to look right there in the camera and tell people how they can follow you, how they can get in contact with the businesses. Look right there in the camera.
Hey guys, so my name is Dr. Gabrielle Clark. I'm a board certified podiatrist here in New Orleans, Louisiana. I specialize in foot and ankle surgery, limb salvage, and wound care. You can find me at Lafitte Foot Ankle on Instagram or My Brand New Feet. You can also follow our superfood bar at EraBody's and also our infrared heated fitness studio at So Hot Nola.
Once again, man, that was a great episode. Once again, I'm the Honorable Darren D. Pernetta, street speaking himself. Do not forget to get our book, Business Brothers. We on Amazon. Yo, Rick.
Well, you heard the man. Businessmen is on Amazon right now. I hope this show was just as informative to you as it was to us. And again, you can find us on EraBody's podcast. That's EraBody's podcast on all social media platforms. And we out.
Peace.